of course, and welcome back to the show with Dave and absent because George is not here as per usual. You both abandoned me last week, and now I've just got one of you back.
You did, exactly. I've come back because we felt bad about last week. George is out at a movie, as he does with his spare time. So yes, we have lost him this evening, but Phil and I are here, so we will.
But can you answer the question that was at the end of the last show? Who was destroyed, the Master or the Apprentice?
You know what? It's a tough one to really to kind of go into, but and I don't want George to be upset. So,
he's the master that comes to Orscraft, but he's the apprentice in terms of how he's only ever seen A New Hope in This Way. He hasn't seen Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi in the cinema, so he's behind us both on that one. Meanwhile, I'm the one in the middle. On the bench.
You are, absolutely. It's really nice to be back. It was I was away last week, so I couldn't. It's the last show I couldn't make it, so I'm just going to put on my headphones. You will notice we are on a new setup. I don't know, Phil, we want to talk about where we are streaming from now.
Indeed. So basically, at the end of last week, end of the last show, funny enough, happened to be the end of last month, and of course, at that point, YouTube was turning off the Google Hangouts section of its Go Live, which is what we've been using for the last 2 and a bit years, which for us kind of sucked. I mean, we knew it was coming, but at the same time, like, oh, how do we fix this? So we spent the last couple of weeks trying our hardest to find a different solution, and now we are on StreamYard. There's a brilliant new service. In fact, we can actually have, you can see down below, we've got our new banners, we've got our logo in the top corner there somewhere, whichever corner it is, I don't know. we have banners down below, we've got our actual background now, we can put overlays up, and we will be doing that straight away. We've got basically a whole bunch of new functions. It's something that we think we're going to invest in. It's going to be better for the show, better for you, better for us. It's just going to be a lot of fun. So yes, and thanks to Dave for getting this one all set up. But
it has been. It's a really nice thing. It's going to be a new layout as you'll see it. It gives us a much better sort of, to be honest, it's a lot better for us, the Google Hangouts, the way it works. It's going to be a lot more fluid and will allow us to do quite a bit more, I think, than we were able to do on the Hangout side. I do want to put a massive thank out to over on Cinema Savvy, Tate, who is part of that channel. He discovered, well, he didn't discover this, obviously it's been out there before, but did find StreamYard, and obviously it was then recommended after I saw them using it, and it looks like it's going to be a much better thing for us to use for doing our live streams. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to using this.
It is only in beta at the moment, but I can quite easily see its popularity growing and it becoming quite big. How YouTube will have to continue, we never know, but for now we are very happy and we can continue with the show. So yeah, we're on to episode 59 and our first bit of news, so might as well go straight into it and try out our new software literally straight off the bat, jump at the deep end as well, because today we had the trailer of season 2 of Star Wars Resistance drop. Along with that, though, it's the news it's the final season. It's set between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. And Dave, do you want to do the honors?
Yeah, so what we're going to try and do now is we're going to actually play the trailer. So if anybody's watching, we're about to watch the trailer. You should see it coming up on the screen shortly. For those listening to the audio, you'll just get the audio for a couple of minutes of this trailer, and then we'll talk about it and throw some screens up and have a look at that. So I'll get this trailer playing now.
We are only witnesses.
It's going to be hard to keep this station together with the First Order at our backs.
We're running low on everything.
Food, water, even fuel.
Please, be patient. We're in the middle of a war.
And you can thank your captains for that.
The Colossus deserves a new home. We have to work together if we're gonna survive.
We'd only take orders from one tyrant, Captain Kragan.
Tabra, if you are to rise in the ranks, I will require your total cooperation. Yes, sir. She is key to finding the Colossus.
Finally, we will wipe them out.
Faith, and I will see to your execution personally.
They're everywhere. Entire planets are just giving up.
It's just like the Empire when I was a kid.
How did they know how to find us?
Pierce, get as far away as you can. There are bounty hunters who might be coming. We're gonna die!
Just act casual and keep a low profile.
I was a spy. I'm a master at keeping a low profile. Most impressive.
I trust the aces can handle this.
I think she's the one in charge.
Ooh, you're quick.
What is this place? I don't recognize all of these symbols.
It's a power source from an ancient time.
My Faison has returned.
The resistance is proving to be stronger than we anticipated.
I got him!
We're good to go. Punch it!
If you are not capable of dealing with them, then I will find someone who can.
I do like me that trailer.
It does look like it's going to be very, very good. So yeah, we're going to just get rid of that there. So that was just the trailer. So I mean, as Phil just said there, it looks like it's going to be absolutely.
They're ramping it up. I mean, the first half of season one felt like the first half of season one of Rebels to me. It's that kind of Disney. It's that kind of bringing it in early. The kids will enjoy this one. Then it's like, nah, just ramp this up. Of course, when the first season you had the whole program with the First Order taking kids and of course brainwashing them, put them into the Trooper Corps, just like Finn, and there's just it's like a continuation of more and more oppression, building up more and more to what will be the Rise of Skywalker.
It really is. I mean, it's getting us closer and closer. I mean, some of those shots that we saw and some of the plans it looks like we're going to look very familiar. I don't know I think we're going to end up with Black Spire at some point by the looks of things. It looks very much like
likely
Black Spire. And I don't know if you noticed, it looks like, I don't think it's Tatooine. I think it might be back on Lothal. There's a big... It looks very, very much like Lothal. If it's not, I'll be very surprised. But to me, it was... it really did look like it in the background of one of those shots. You could see the dome almost of the... from the Council ship that crashed it. It was... definitely looked like that. So I mean,
there are some familiar tones to it. Yeah, for sure. It's one of those things of, let's start with this. One of my favorite images already. It's these. I don't think they're Death Troopers, but I mean, our chat was quite hilariously dark when discussing this. But they do look cool. This new kind of trooper.
They do. I was to see. I mean, that shot of him reaching over and just kind of grabbing at somebody, or he's obviously. We don't know what's happening with them. We had some dark themes about what they could be doing with them, but no, they do look cool. The armor that they've got, the new designs, obviously for the First Order, trying to bring these guys in as well. There's another shot, I think, towards the end of this one as well.
Yeah, that one's a clearer one. They just look stunning.
And the design is, I'll give it this. I mean, it certainly has grown, like you said, from the show that we first started watching to what we're seeing now. I mean, the design, like you said, it does look very much like a Death Trooper. I love the sides along here around the mask. I really love that design on there.
It's very Death Trooper-esque, but it's definitely a First Order one, if you know what I mean. That design language is carried over. The new Star Destroyer, again, looks very, very cool.
Just trying to see. Apologies for any delays that are happening on this. Obviously, I'm just trying to... one of my favourite shots, actually, that from the trailer, and actually makes a beautiful picture when saved as well, is this one here. I love this. With them all going about here in the skies.
I'm like, oh my god. And I sent that also to my squadron chat for X-Wing, because, of course, that new First Order TIE bomber. I'm just like, that looks incredible.
Does that look anything like the Siege of Scarif to you?
It kind of does. Again, there's so many overtones brought in from so many different eras of. I mean, they are bringing it all together. That's the whole point of both Resistance and the Rise of Skywalker, is to draw a close to the end of the Skywalker saga. But
yeah,
I either way, it looks awesome. Here you got a. Now I'm not sure if this is a T65. I think that's a T65, not a T70 or T85.
Yeah, it's the old school one, isn't it? With the engines, not, or is it the?
It is. However, it's missing the lower two cannons.
Oh yes, actually, I've literally just noticed that when you said that. I didn't notice that before.
It's not a Z95, which doesn't have the S foil, so it's kind of it's got to be just a very rundown T65 of some sort. But it's again, it just looks so cool.
I absolutely love it. And now, to be honest, we're going to go to my favorite shot of the trailer. There are a lot of shots that we'll talk about in a minute, but my favorite thing, Kylo Ren, ladies and gentlemen.
Adam Driver. He's just I can't wait. We've already had Poe Dameron, we've already had Captain Phasma, we've had so many cool things. I love Commander Pyre, I love Major Von Reg, but to have Ren, it's just going to be wicked. Especially really now, considering in this particular shot, you now know that he's Supreme Leader Ren.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's one of the major things. I think it really does give you this look where he's getting in, and it's the scar on his face. You're getting that look of The Last Jedi. Obviously, we're now past the Last Jedi, so this has already happened. Yeah, he's now the leader. He's Supreme Leader. Yeah, absolutely. Poor Hook's wetting himself in the corner somewhere. Plotting to try.
Yeah, he is indeed. We'll get on to him later. He does. Donald Gleason does own too. We'll do that later. We're gonna get onto that later. But my God, that trailer does look really cool. The second season.
I've just got. Sorry, I just want to go back to just one thing. Really, I missed as well. I love when they went and talked about the bounty hunters out after them. We saw some super battle droids in there. We saw a Guavian in there as well.
We saw the Crimson Corsair as well.
It's just like they're throwing these things in for us now. We're getting a lot of tastes of what has been and kind of giving us this taste of this bigger universe we've been seeing over the last two movies that we're going to get rounded out. But it's really nice that they've brought all these design aesthetics into it. I'm really, really enjoying that.
I must admit, I know the Clone Wars comes first. I know that's probably why this has only had 2 seasons.
Oh, without a single doubt. I think had the Clone Wars not been coming, I think you would have got a much longer run of this show, especially the build, because they could have taken this right through. Although, this will finish before the last Rise of Skywalker hits, won't it? It'll finish just before. So, yeah, I mean, I think had they not had Clone Wars sitting there ready to be brought out again, I think we may have got maybe another season from it.
Because the first season is set before Episode 7, so they set 6 months before Episode 7.
Yeah,
I really wish they'd set it a year or so before, so
you got a bit more
longer run.
Yeah,
I reckon by the end of this, you're gonna be left wanting more. I really do think it.
Sorry, I was just going to say, without doubt, it really does look like it's ramping up. I'm really actually, whereas, like you say, I came and I was very hit and miss with the first series. I've seen it all the way through, and there are episodes I really like, but there's a lot that I didn't quite enjoy. But I am really, really looking forward to seeing the second season play out.
Well, it's what I was saying to you before we went on air. It's our usual one to the Force. We'll get
sorry about that
for later on. It's our usual one to the Force stance. One of us loves it, one of us is in the middle, the other one hates it. Or not really hates it. It's you Sith still absolutes and we're not Sith here, or are we?
No, George hates it. We can say it, it's fine.
yeah, George hates it, vehemently hates it, but it's one of those things we have our... When it started, I was like, I was the one to go, yep, I'll give it a go. Give it a whirl, see how it does. If I like it, I like it, if I don't, I don't. You were along more lines of, I'm not sure about the art style, but I'll give it a watch. George was like, I do not like this art style, I probably won't enjoy it. And then he went on to criticize it quite heavily. First season's done and dusted. I love it. You're into it, but not as much as I am. And George is just still going, no.
Sticking his fingers in his ears, covering his eyes, just not going to look at it.
Yeah, just waiting for the Clone Wars to come back. Which I'm waiting for the Clone Wars to come back as well. I'm not going to lie, I cannot wait for that to happen. However, I'm going to be left wanting more. I did really like this trailer. The fact that it is 2 is just... It's very short, very simple, very done. But what sucks is the fact that August 20th sees the release of Season 1 on DVD only in North America.
I saw that.
There's no Blu-ray release and no worldwide release at the moment. It
seems a really odd decision, especially I don't even think they've announced like a digital release either. It seems a really strange move from Disney to, especially for like what they're really putting out as still a Disney XD show, like a kids show, to not give this a release where you could go on somewhere and download it, you know?
Well, it's on XD in the UK, I know that much for sure, but it's just there's no options. But the fact that it's already August, it'll be 20th by the time our next show rolls around, so the DVD out in North America, we won't have a release date yet. No Blu-ray release date. That's the interesting part. They only release it on DVD in North America as well, not even Blu-ray, because Blu-ray can be watched anywhere in the world because, of course, it lacks that region restriction.
Sure.
So we may not even get it by the time the second season starts airing in October.
Isn't that seems absolutely insane?
It does. Now, I doubt that'll be the case. I mean, you still have September coming up, Force Friday, but in October as well. But you kind of wonder what they're playing at here, because you would have thought by now you would have had at least even if it was a digital release, you would have thought it would have been a worldwide release by now.
It makes sense to me and you. Obviously, somewhat up in Disney doesn't see it the same way we do, but
well, I know exactly
who are we to tell them?
I know what they're waiting for.
What's your thoughts?
Disney Plus. They're waiting on that. Yeah, they're going. Here's Disney Plus America.
Yeah.
Rest of the world, you'll have to wait until Disney Plus, and then after the second season's released, then you can have them on Blu-ray. I reckon that's what they're gonna do. I reckon they're gonna shaft us. I reckon it's not.
Straight out there, Phil. Put it out there. Straight up shafted.
Yep, absolutely shafted. Yep. Oh dear. But we might as well move on from something they don't want to release to something we can't wait to be released. That's the Rise of Skywalker and John Williams. So this is an interesting piece of news. We had earlier this week, the Academy of Scoring Arts hosted a score study of Jurassic Park, one of John Williams' many iconic film scores. During the event, his brother, Don Williams, a veteran studio percussionist and performer on the original Jurassic Park score, spoke about his brother's next big project being Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. During the discussion, he revealed that his brother has 135 minutes worth of music to write. So that kind of tells us how long the film is. It says top to bottom music as well. It's done 4 days. We just scratched the surface. They got something like 34 minutes in the can. 135 minutes. It says top to bottom. That does mean a musical note from the start to the finish. I don't quite think that's going to be the case. I think you're going to have at least 10, 15 minutes worth spread over the film. Here and there, a minute here, a minute there without music. Because, of course, when you watch a film, you don't have musical notes throughout everything. It does kind of give us a first indication.
Yeah, I don't think there's a Star Wars movie out there that has music from start to finish. I don't think at all. Even A New Hope, which has such a big score, you kind of sit back and watch it, and you notice the moments where there isn't any music behind it.
There's two that come to mind, being Attack of the Clones and The Last Jedi, both with the seismic charge in Attack of the Clones and the suicide bomber mission in The Last Jedi when Holdo launches the cruiser through the first
what a shot. I love that.
So those are two moments of silence. So that's two I can immediately spring to mind of, okay, you're not going to have music from throughout. But 135 minutes, that's just about 2 hours 15?
So it is. I honestly think we're going to get maybe a bit longer.
That's 220. It's 120 minutes.
You're asking me to do maths that I can't do.
Yes, that's 215. Yeah, that's 215.
But yeah, so and I think that, and then obviously I don't know. I'm probably looking around about. I think the film's going to be closer to 2.5, 2 hours 45 for the final movie. So
135 is 2 hours 15, because 120 plus 15, So that's 215. The Last Jedi was 230. Force Awakens was 215. I reckon it'll be about the 230, 240 mark. So I don't think it's going to be entirely that. However, it does give us our first glimpse at.
I'm sorry. I just realised I didn't do this. Sorry, I apologise again.
Wow.
If we are playing with this new StreamYard service, so if you are in the chatting page and you want to send us a comment, Matt Harwood's just said, "Evening, gents. Nice to be able to join you live again. Been a while, so it's nice to have you along, Matt. Thank you very much for joining us tonight."
Thank you very much for joining us. And wow, okay, that's a cool feature. Didn't know we had that.
Didn't either. I was just playing. Sorry.
Try not to heckle us.
I won't put those up. Yeah, Dave sucks. No, I'm not putting it up.
However, if something affects George Wright, I can guarantee you he will put it up. So, might as well move on. Next bit of news we have is the reservations are now open for Galaxy's Edge in Orlando. So just 3 weeks until it opens. You can now book reservations for Ogre's Cantina, Savage Workshop, Droid Depots, and the first 5 days of those are completely booked solid, and doesn't surprise me. So I reported on our last show that the Flight of the Falcon has already over 1 million visitors already.
Yeah. For all they're trying to downplay how badly this is doing, which is all I seem to see in the news at the minute, of any site that you go to, is how bad the park's doing and trying to lay people off and cutting people's hours. It's just like, you know what? Yes, at the end of the day, there's only one ride there. at the minute it's kind of more of an experience and like shops.
Really
and you got one ride. Once Rise of the Resistance opens, you're going to have some extra there. But of course, it's not going to go. You're not going to go in there and be held over if you're not a big Star Wars fan for 3 or 4 hours.
It's a different thing.
Yeah,
if you go there for the rides, you're not going to enjoy it. If you go there as a Star Wars fan for the pure immersion, then you'll love it. Because, for example, there's a character running around called V. Maradi, who is in the Black Spire book that came out last week, along with Clash of Fate. V. Maradi is also in X-Wing now as well. She's a Resistance spy. And she's roaming around the park, and you can talk to her. You can actually find a living character from the books that's now literally embedded into this. If you know what you're looking for, you can find her. What other park does that? What other experience? I mean, you can find, you go to any Disney park, you can meet Goofy and Mickey, and you can meet, Disney's now taking this down because I'm now using their copyrighted trademarks. You can meet
Spider-Man. We played a trailer earlier. This video could be completely silent for all we know.
Oh, I know, it's good. No, you can go into, you know what I mean? You go to parks, you can meet characters, you can meet Disney princesses, and people will have a good time. But this is different. This is not I'm going to meet you and kind of have a picture and kind of have a normal kind of, they sign your book for you like every Disney princess is supposed to. This is a completely different immersive experience. And if you go there as a Star Wars fan, that's what you're there for.
Oh, absolutely, and it's what I'd want to be there for. I'm not a big rides person, but to be in a world that is encased Star Wars, where you can't see outside of the part, the walls are so high, so you can't see Orlando, you can't see other rides. That's absolutely perfect for me. That's what I want.
Well, Dave, we all know how this is going to go down. If we all go there, you'll send your wife and kid off to the rest of the parks, and we'll just go into Galaxy's Edge. That's not how it'll be.
She will be over the moon with that decision. I'm absolutely certain.
They can do the rides. We will do Star Wars. It's fine. George is already, unfortunately, looking at his bookings ready for next year because he is going to Anaheim for Star Wars Celebration.
He is, yeah. He's going to be our reporter on the ground again while Phil and I sit here watching it on live streaming. But now I think we might have a much better interaction with whatever they do on there because we have this funky new tool that we're using. So I think we'll be able to show you a lot more than just talk about stuff as well. So I'm actually really excited for this side of it as well. I think it's going to be a much different...
I'm excited for the content we're going to provide. I'm just jealous of the fact he's going to get to go to Star Wars Celebration and Galaxy's Edge in the same week.
And I was just, to be honest, I was trying to ignore it, and we're going to pretend it's not happening.
We can't pretend it, that we need that. He can provide us again Galaxy's Edge content as well. It's gonna be cracking. But George, funny which is back, we hate you.
In a really awesome way. Hurry back, yes.
Yeah. We love having you on the show, but god damn it. Anyway, next week news, talking about Donald Gleason, as I said earlier. So with Andrea Berloff's The Kitchen opening this weekend, I just sat down with Donald Gleason to talk about the film. And the inevitable Star Wars questions were also asked. He was asking what his relation is to episode 9 and the script. He said it was cool. As a page turner, it's different from what I thought, and it's great, it's exciting. And also, you feel part of this tiny club that gets to read these things ahead of other people. And that feels great. I really did enjoy it. I think it's going to be cool. It's one of those things, they are giving it, I mean, the actors kind of have to give it a little bit of praise before it goes out anyway. But from all these reports, you are saying it's going to be an experience we've not had before.
Yeah, I think the best thing that they could have done was bring JJ back to finish out this trilogy. He started, he knows exactly how he wants to finish it. And we've said before, I mean, we've said many times that I didn't enjoy Last Jedi first time I saw it, but it's grown to one of my favorite movies. I really, really enjoy it now. But I'm really glad JJ's back, and I think we are going to see a very different film. But JJ even came out and said, look, I saw what Ryan did with The Last Jedi, and I then realised I could take risks as well with my own storytelling. So I think we're not going to see, like we had a lot of criticism that's saying, it's The Force Awakens is just a retread of A New Hope. And you get that, you think, you know what, yes, I get that. And JJ probably thought, you know what, it's a safe step to do with starting my trilogy. And I think it'd be nice for him to now think, you know what, Rian Johnson did that, completely whatever he wanted to do.
About the minority of Star Wars fans, they complain that The Force Awakens was too similar. They complain that The Last Jedi was too different. Like, you can't win with these people.
No, it's
like to complain.
Well, yeah, it's what the internet is there for, really, isn't it?
I have a friend in my squadron who loves A New Hope, likes Empire, doesn't like Return of the Jedi, doesn't like any other Star Wars film.
Wow.
And it's just like, oh, he's
about time you got rid of some friends, to be honest.
Well, in our chat, he is literally nicknamed #not a real Star Wars fan. He's that bad that all of us have just named him not a real Star Wars fan. It's just.
I think that's the best way. I really do.
When we were at when we were at the System Open earlier this year, I was with Robin, as you know, he was here when we were doing our live videos, and we watched that episode 9 trailer. And afterwards, we were going out to dinner as the squadron. And of course, we'll say, "Oh, have you seen the new trailer?" And Dan's like, "Yeah, hate it." Like, have you watched it yet? Nope.
No.
How do you hate them? Just hate it. Like, you haven't even watched it yet. Like, yeah, I know, I hate it. Like, really?
They're just the worst people. Unless you're watching this and feel that way, then you are the best people. I'm very free and easy with my thoughts on this, so it's fine. Whichever's your view and you're watching
I have a horrible feeling that those people won't be watching this show.
No.
Especially not agreeing with my opinions, where I go, you know what, bring on all of the Star Wars. I will have every bit of content you have to offer. What do you mean? It's just sand. You know, it's fine. I'm that Star Wars fan. Yeah, I mean, we all met at Celebration. We know how we feel about Star Wars. We chatted for 3 days straight, didn't get bored of each other's company, and now we do a show every other week. I don't know if you call that Stockholm Syndrome or just enjoyment.
Yeah, I'm not sure which, to be honest. It could be a bit of both.
It probably is. However, let's get off the dark side of the show and continuing with, again, a bit more Galaxy's Edge news. I can't put this the wrong way around, but it's getting its own special on Freeform. So an all-star TV special, like behind the curtain of Galaxy's Edge, hosted by Neil Patrick Harris. So they're going to get a special look behind the curtain, 2-hour special slated to premiere on September 26th. I don't know if we'll get it in the UK, but I'm sure we'll be able to find it somewhere in the fall, so I'm sure we'll be able to watch it somehow. Yeah. Again, there's got a lot of people like Kelly Cuoco, Keegan-Michael Key, Jay Leno, Sarah Hyland, Miles Brown, and more. I'm not really sure why the celebrities are in it, but I'm interested to see what is there. But yeah, it's just covers the interesting 2-hour documentary on what will be Galaxy's Edge, and will again tear our hearts out knowing we are not there.
Yeah, I think it's not. They've got all this time and they've got this world that they can put out there. Why not bring it in? And especially NPH. Let's get NPH in to host anything because he's awesome. And then I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. A 2-hour special where please don't be anything like the holiday special where they're going to sing and do acts and things. But hopefully it'll just be a really good look behind the scenes. I'd like to see a lot more of the Imagineers and the creative team behind Hondo, animatronic and things like that. That's where my real interest in this lies.
Hondo is my favorite character from Star Wars. He is one of the greatest characters ever created. Hondo and Arca Black series, the Funko Pop, all exclusive Star Wars, all exclusive Hondo merchandise at Galaxy's Edge only. It does infuriate me when George goes, I will be giving him money to bring back Hondo. I love Hondo to bits. He is genuinely one of my favorite characters that's ever been created. And it annoys me that they go, nope, Galaxy's Edge only.
It's a shame, but you always knew they were going to have exclusives that were going to be park, like they have for Disney parks anyway. There's always some kind of park exclusive.
And it makes sense for Hondo because he's all about the money.
The money.
So it makes sense for him to be an exclusive over there. You have to spend the money to get him.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even see why you complain about it. Go.
Of course. My friends and I, Hondo and Aka. But you're over there, I can't get you. The animatronic though does look fantastic though. I do want to see it. One day I will make a pilgrimage when I have the money. Anyway, continuing along with more behind the scenes stuff, we actually have a D23 announcement. So of course, Disney's having its biannual D23 coming up next weekend when I am not here. It's taking place on the 23rd, 25th of August. At the Marquee Hall, they're going to have a presentation hosted by the Chief Creative Officer and co-chairman Alan Horn on Saturday on August 24th. Fans will get a behind-the-scenes glimpse of the studio's upcoming theatrical releases, including animated films from Walt Disney Animation Studios and Pixar Animation Studios, as well as live-action projects from Disney, Marvel, and of course Lucasfilm. And it's that last part we're going to focus on there because I reckon that's when the second trailer for The Rise of Skywalker will drop, along with the announcement of what this new trilogy will be, and I reckon it's going to be the D.B. Weiss and David Benioff trilogy. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean D23, Disney kind of now don't really bother too much with Comic-Con. I mean, I know they went to Comic-Con this year with Marvel.
Well, SDCC for Marvel,
but they only
considering the every other year release of Star Wars.
Yeah. I was going to say, even with Marvel this year, all they did was give us the next 2 years for Marvel stuff, and even that was mostly television stuff. I think they're still even saving a lot of their stuff for the couple of years after that for D23, and I'm certain we're going to get a lot more news about Star Wars and D23. It's their convention. They want their news broken there.
Yeah, between D23 and Star Wars Celebration, that's going to be their babies. That's where they're going to launch their stuff, and it makes the most sense. It's why not captivate the audience that you know wants it. At Comic-Con, you get a wider audience. Why not have the captive audience you know you want, and it'll give you that spark. It'll just give you more positive energy coming out of it than just a broader audience when you can capture just the Star Wars audience or just the Disney audience.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, within the rights to, they've got these massive brands under their flag. Why wouldn't you use their own convention to really
Disney's
sell?
playing Hungry Hippos at the moment with buying every single company they can.
Sorry, that's a great image of Bob Eisner on the end of one of those sticks that you hit in Hungry Hippos.
Bye.
Yeah, absolutely. Little Marvel Mobile rolling around and Fox and excellent. Sorry, that was a really great image.
Yeah. I mean, what don't they own these days? I mean, they'll probably buy us out at some point. Go, here you go, it's a tenner, you're fine.
I don't think it would cost that.
No, it'd be horrible. Welcome to What is the Four Stars podcast presented by Disney. It's you can see that coming. Anyway, continuing on before we do have another. They've already taken these down from us.
They really have. These are illegal T-shirts right here. Those can't
no, they're not illegal. We bought them before they became illegal.
Yeah, before I think as soon as we bought them, if anybody who's listening in the audio, we have our Star Wars Ones of the Force T-shirt on, but they do have the Star Wars logo emblazoned on them.
Rise of the Skywalker ones that are very much.
They were removed very quickly after Phil and I bought them because I think once it actually made some money on them, no, you can't have those guys. So we're very lucky to have them, and they're really cool. But no, there's no more being produced.
Have one.
No, yeah. So I like how we both wore tonight too.
Oh yeah, has to be done. But it's the fact that George doesn't have one. George has one for the Star Wars Podcast T-shirts, the WTF one, which, thank you, John, for pointing that out with us. We never would have realised. He does have his own WTF one. We have these, but again, although you have the full Ones of the Force Star Wars Podcast one, I couldn't get my hands on.
All available on tpublic.co.uk. Ones of the Force. Yeah, I'll put the link in the description once we're finished, so you can actually go over there if you want to have a T-shirt. Got a new design up. That is the long time ago Galaxy Far Far Away font, but it's just Ones of the Force Star Wars Podcast. It looks beautiful on a black T-shirt. Be showing that off soon. But yeah, our little T-shirts are growing because why not have merch? It's awesome.
Exactly, it is. And even if no one else buys it, we buy it. It's fine.
Absolutely. We're in this for us. We don't get anybody else.
Indeed. So, again, continuing on, so we have Giancarlo Esposito during an appearance on Saturday at the Television Critics Association panel for his new series, Godfather in Harlem. He gave some rather evasive answers about his character on The Mandalorian. So, in a way, you might call him an underworld character. You may also look at him as a savior, someone who might bring back some order to the world after it's all collapsed. Of course, set after Return of the Jedi, but before The Force Awakens, and that kind of weird era between when the Republic's on the rise, but at the same time the First Order's on the rise, and how things are still shifting with the collapse of the Empire. It's just going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Absolutely, it's a series I am so needing of more information. There's so little out there apart from what they gave us at a celebration. And I've found myself over the last sort of weekend watching the trailers again. And to be honest, I was trying to create another logo for when it comes out for us, for our banner logo, because we like to change with each move that comes up, as we've got the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker version now. We've had the Solo one. So I do like to look at that. So we're looking at that. And while looking at that, there's just so little information coming to us. And they're keeping it far too quiet. Oh, we're going to get some. I would expect to get another trailer to drop.
Well, you
for
say
the
another
Mandalorian.
trailer. I reckon it'd be the official release.
Like the big, yeah. Like this is the date. Here's your trailer for that date. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've had two trailers, but no one's seen them apart from the audience at Star Wars Celebration and the lucky few of us that were able to find it on YouTube before it got taken down.
I think it's still there. You just have to look a bit harder. Yeah, I think it's
Well,
weird.
there is a trailer that we saw from of Rogue One that is on YouTube that has the Rise of the Valkyrie over it for some weird reason in the background. I think it's to kind of hide the copyright entirely.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Yeah.
There's one we saw that never got released to the public.
I know I still find that crazy, but awesome at the same time.
Oh god, yeah. Well, it was more awesome seeing Ben Mendelsohn walk down as Krennic, full outfit with Death Troopers. That was just awesome.
It was a moment. It really was.
It is indeed. Anyway, we do have a bit of non-Star Wars news here, but it is a bit of Lucasfilm news. So they're working on their first non-Star Wars or indie film since the Disney acquisition, which is the Children of Blood and Bone, the action fantasy film based on the best-selling novel by Nigerian-American author Tommy Adeyemi. I apologize if I butchered that name. That originated as a Fox 2000 property. So basically, a 21st Century Fox film that's now been given over to Lucasfilm because Disney can. It's a very interesting film. Again, I haven't really looked too much into it. I know it's an action fantasy film. It's kind of set in that kind of fantasy realm. It looks interesting, but not kind of sure what it'll be. But again, just interesting that Lucasfilm are actually now branching out to do things that aren't Star Wars.
Well, they've got such an acquisition now with Fox. They are obviously they're getting the properties that they want in house. They've got Fantastic Four and X-Men, so they've got all that back. But obviously, there was movies in the works with Fox that are now Disney's right to have, and I'm guessing a lot of them may never get seen light of day. But there's probably some interesting ideas that were coming for movies that they're going, you know what, we're quite happy to put this out. So I think there's going to be a lot of that over the coming months as the Fox deal gets further in, and they find out what properties have been going on, how far along in the greenlit stage things are. I think we're in for a few interesting movies that could come out of that.
Indeed, we'll see that over the next 5 to 10 years, I reckon. But it's just cool to see them actually do something different, just as they go and get Fox kind of situated in the Disney stable, as it were. Moving on, we have Hayden Christensen and Ian McDermott now doing a official picks signing. So Hayden really has now come out of the woodwork basically after Celebration, doing both the last Celebration, the previous Celebration, and LFCC a couple weeks ago, which I was at but didn't have the money, unfortunately, to get him, which kind of sad.
Yeah, I think since he kind of got such that rapturous applause when he did the 50th anniversary panel, that he was so enamored with that, and obviously he had the signing there where he sold out. He knows that he's not going out there to get heckled and to get people throw food at him and things. People really want to see him and to sign pictures and get photos taken with him. So I think it's a really nice thing that he's being brought back to the fold, and you can see by how many conventions he's doing just how much he's actually enjoying that as well.
Indeed, I think it's also the first time he's doing official picks.
I think it's their first signing with him, yes.
Yeah, I know Ian McDermott's done it before, but I think it's his first one. Orders are live right now, be taken through Monday, the August 26th, and all send-in items must arrive by Friday, August 30th. So just in case you do have a few £100 sat in your back pocket you got nothing to do with. No, I don't either.
No.
I'm away in Poland next week. I really do not have the money. And that concludes the news. Not a huge amount this week, but luckily we had that trailer drop today to give us a nice bit of stuff to talk about.
It really was nice that came up before this. But yeah, sorry, head on to Star Wars.
So back on Star Wars now. So you've got Star Wars reading in October. So Star Wars Reads is come back for another celebration. I do quite like Star Wars Reads because it encourages young readers, encourages people of all ages, parents, kids, just anyone to read, pick up a book. I've always been an advocate for that. I do love reading myself, hence why Star Wars has always been my baby, because I kind of have a 6-foot stack of comics and a lot of books. Too many. I wish I was an exaggeration. It truly is not.
Oh, no, I know you're not kidding. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. I think I'm missing less than 20 single issues from ever since 2015. All Star Wars comics have been released.
Impressive, sir.
Over a 4-year period, I'm missing about 20. So it's not bad. It's not bad either. It's not bad. Anyway, so celebrating its 8th year this year, Star Wars Reads kicked off on October 1st for special events and offered throughout the month. As the press release, the official one, saying from the youngest Padawans to the wisest Jedi Masters, there will be new and fun ways for everyone to explore a galaxy far, far away, including storytime events across the country, free comic book giveaways, thousands of retailers, special appearances by best-selling award-winning authors at New York Comic-Con, and other venues nationwide, and much more. It's mainly throughout North America, but they do have some events over here as well. You just got to find it, look it up, see what's happening. And even if there isn't one, but you want one, you can request packets, you can request bits. So talk to your local library. If you're that passionate, talk to your local library. They can send. So it's not really exclusive to North America. It's just one of those things. If you want it, just talk to them. They'll help you get it started up, and you've got over a month to do it in, so you can get it here in time. And I hardly encourage anyone to do it. Next week news, we have Secrets of the Jedi. Now, this is the book that I am very much looking forward to. I don't know if you've seen much. Yeah, that cover. So I don't know if you've seen much on this day, but this. Oh. So the official press release is. They're excited to reveal Star Wars Secrets of the Jedi, a new book from author Mark Sumarak, chronicling the history of the Jedi Order with Luke Skywalker as your guide. Coming 19th of November from Insight Editions, the tome is filmed with lush paintings and special interactive features, including a pop-up holocron, translated card, a Jedi equipment booklet, and more. You can get your first look below exclusivestars.com, which of course is what we're providing you here with now. It's a great pleasure to get to return to Galaxy Far, Far Away for another project, but having the chance to explore the path of the Jedi Order throughout Luke's eyes and honor like none I've had before. Sumarak tells Stars.com. The Skywalker saga has always been such a crucial piece of my own personal pop culture landscape over the years, so being able to write this book in the words of Luke himself was a dream come true. Secrets of the Jedi promises to be an expansive incorporating lore from Star Wars, the Clone Wars, the films, and beyond, to Luke Skywalker address the Force predecessors from the Clone Wars and other iconic Jedi like Qui-Gon Jinn is especially surprising and sure to intrigue fans old and new. He continues by saying one of the greatest challenges with a book like this is to find a way to bring the vital information together in a way that feels fresh and new. For this particular project, I think that a unique perspective allows flows naturally from our beloved narrator Luke Skywalker. Sure, we all know his epic story by heart, but Luke, who is writing this particular tome, is a long way from the optimistic farm boy he was when his journey began. Because of that, he's able to look past the glorified story of the Jedi of old to find the truth about the Order, no matter how difficult it may be for those reading to hear. So with that in mind, we're able to examine different aspects of the Jedi Order from an angle that cut through the ancient legends, allowing us to examine why the Jedi needed to exist, and why they were destined to end, but whether or not they could or should not rise again.
I've seen a lot of the book that you're talking about. It's actually, if you go on Twitter and have a look, a lot of the pages came out, well, not a lot of the pages, but about 6 or 7 pages came out, and I love the way it's told from Luke Skywalker's point. I love that it brought up the priestesses that he mentions, I believe, in one of the pages, that the priestesses he hadn't seen for quite some time, and he was really happy to see them once he opened himself back to the Force again. So obviously that happened during The Last Jedi. So it's really interesting that did it not just a story of the Jedi, but it's actually all of this from Luke's point of view as he's been studying all of this. I think it's actually something I'd quite like to look at just as a source book, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love it. Just look at the canon, looking at everything else. I mean, I'm a junkie for all the stuff. You know, I am.
Yeah.
But I was like, I have the Sith handbook. I always like reading like the Jedi handbook, the Bounty Hunters handbook, the Imperial handbook, and all that kind of. I like looking at all the extended stuff.
Yeah.
And again, to add more Jedi to canon, to have Qui-Gon Jinn things, I reckon that'd be quite interesting. And hopefully they'll do a Sith version later on, but you never know.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, next bit we got is from Jedi. So from JediNews.com, if you go there, they have a competition running at the moment for a chance to win Thrawn, Treason, and a pin. So Pega Random House have been given a copy. Given a copy of Thrawn, Treason to Jedi.com to give away. All you have to do is answer the question below to have a chance of winning. It's UK only. I will stress that now. The question is, in what Timothy Zahn novel were we first introduced to Thrawn? Was it A, The Last Command, B, As the Empire, or C, Dark Force Rising? Just send your answers to entry@jedinews.co.uk, and lucky winners will be chosen at random. The competition does close tonight, though, 14th of August, 11:38 p.m. GMT. So if you want to enter it very quickly. For those of you listening after the fact,
it's closed, missed it.
Yeah, all right, and hopefully I can just preview on next year. Here you go. Sorry, this is how this worked. Next for news, I know we do have pictures of this one as well. You have the Galaxy's Edge cookbook. So yes, this does look kind of cool. The official Black Spire Outpost Cookbook. So Galaxy's Edge Cookbook Insight Editions have shared a press release with all the details about the upcoming Galaxy's Edge Cookbook, officially titled Galaxy's Edge the Official Black Spire Outpost Cookbook, funny enough, and with some brand new Galaxy's Edge themed lands at the resorts. The official November 5th, retailing at $35, and the ultimate source for creating out of this world meals and treats from Black Spire Outpost and beyond. Yeah, very interested to see how it's coming along. I'm not sure about the recipes they've already released. They do look interesting, shall we say?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's just the food that I think a lot of it's the stuff they serve inside of Galaxy's Edge, so they're letting you kind of create it at home, have fun with it. But yeah, it's not for me. Just tell us what it really is. I don't need that. I mean, it's fun for those people who want to kind of maybe taste what they're missing out on. That's what we should do while George is in the park. We'll make the food, and we'll just sit here online and eat it while we watch him walk around the park. We'll get him on live here. He can sit there and we'll just pretend we're eating the food with him. It'd be good. It'd be an excellent hour of television.
We're there too, we swear. Next bit of news, we're going to toy shelves. That's it for Star Wars toy shelf. So the 2019 Disney Parks Halloween Star Wars R5 B0019. So Boo Droid Factory is now available. Again, yeah. Oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, they've been doing these for years now. I can't remember when they started. It was quite a long time ago.
Yeah, they've been doing the Builder droids and all the theme park droids for as you say, years when Star Tours was still the major Star Wars attraction. They always had carded figures of those droids that you'd see on your way in. So for them to still continue on with these droids, that's all to do with the park, I think is really great of them.
I remember I went on Star Tours in 2001 in Orlando, in Florida, and I did it twice. Because I loved it so much, my parents took me around a second time. It was a long time ago for me. It was 18 years ago now. But I still remember the ride, I still remember the droid, I still remember everything. Like sitting on the speeder bike. I think I still got a picture of me on a speeder bike.
Cool. Everyone should have one.
If I find it, I will bring it on the show. I will put it on the show. I will publicly humiliate myself by putting it on the show. Now that we can put the pictures up. But I can't promise you things. I don't know where it is. However, I do remember going on that ride twice. It was a great bit of fun. The fact they now kind of have expanded it so much, I think it is cool. Do you want to do this next bit? I really don't want to do this next bit of news.
We can do the next bit of news, absolutely. It has been announced, available now for pre-order, 3 high-fashion dolls. We're looking at Barbie Star Wars, people. That's right, Barbie Star Wars. If you haven't seen Barbie Star Wars, I'll put up a picture now. We're getting 3 variations on Barbie. We're getting Barbie Princess Leia, we're getting Barbie R2-D2, and we're getting a down and nasty Barbie Darth Vader, who is all dressed in a leather get-up. It's to be honest,
nasty about them is the price.
Well, yeah, they are going to be coming in here. They're going to be available in the Darth Vader and R2-D2 Star Wars New Hope will be available from November. Each collector's doll will retail at $100. That's right, $100 for Star Wars Barbie. It do each come with unique packaging, highlighting the character that they are showing. A representative from Mattel tells Insider this will be the first series of Star Wars-inspired dolls for collectors. So, we're going to get more. I'm guessing we're going to get Empire, and we're going to get Jedi, and they're going to go on and on, as many as they can do. So obviously you're going to get to things like Rey and to Jyn as well, I'm guessing with Barbie as well in that sort of design. The Leia doll does feature a silver corset belt, a matching handbag, and elegant white shoes. I love this. I love the description. I could read these all day. But actually, you know what? Yes, all right, they're not for us. Barbies aren't for me and Phil anymore.
I love the next bit you're about to read purely for what it says.
Oh, which one's that? Is that the Anakin Skywalker's armor is captured in a chic, shiny, full-on black look that comes complete with a cape. The droid's look is captured through Barbie's dome skirt and bomber jacket. And you can see them on screen. Now, to be totally honest with you, yes, I'm not a big fan of Sexy Time Barbie. That's Vader. The R2-D2 one is okay. The blue thing. I actually think the Princess Leia one looks pretty good. But that really is the only one.
I understand, but the Vader like a messed up Cruella de Vil, and it's just like all you need is literally half the hair being
looks
white.
Like Barbie went through a real emo phase and just went full on emo rock chick.
She's got the control panel handbag, and it's just the fact Anakin Skywalker's armor. You're not wrong.
No, you're not.
Right.
Absolutely not. You were this close. I think it's just it's obviously look. Yes, we're two guys. I'm a 40-year-old man. Obviously, Barbies aren't.
And a very near 30-year-old man as well.
Yeah. So yes, absolutely. We're not going to take. Look, some people are probably going to be absolutely into this, and if you are, more fair play to you. If you've got $100 to spend, $100 to spend on dolls. You know what? I say that, and then we're going to show something a little bit that I was willing to pay for, but no one can get me because you're both rubbish. But yeah, so look, if that's your thing, Barbie's coming in November, $100.
I have my Proto Vader. I'm happy with that.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah. No, I hate the fact they also it's the first Star Wars inspired dolls. Like, well, technically, not really. I mean, we have.
No, there was the Galaxy. Oh, this what was it called? The Star Wars.
Was it
I can't remember what the
Adventures?
series was.
Yeah, it's Galaxy Adventures.
Was that, yes, and that was
yeah.
And they had the dolls out for that, so they're not.
They were actually classed as dolls as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They absolutely were. So
Sabine one, which was god awful.
Yeah,
they had Ray. They had a couple others as well. It's just
so yeah. So they're not first to the market, but hey, let them have it.
Oh yeah, no, to be sure, right. I mean, I don't judge you if you want to buy it, you want to buy it. But for me personally, I'll let you take that one. I'd absolutely. However, I will let you talk about the next bit just because I know you're going to love it because it is the Star Wars 2019 Lego Advent Calendar, which is up for a pre-order. And actually, this year does look pretty damn good because I want the Luke with the fish.
Yeah, now that's the thing with this set. Every year, Lego now release Advent calendars in most of their big brands, Harry Potter and Marvel.
They have done Star Wars for about 10 years now.
They have been doing them for a while. I've been getting them for a long time now, mainly because you will always get one exclusive minifigure in the box.
So you've got Christmas Porg, you've got Christmas Gonk, and you've got Luke with fish.
Yeah, I think the big one for me is actually it's the Luke, just for that style of him in that outfit. Obviously, that's not come out with any of the series. They obviously do Christmas every year, so the Porg in there, and then you get obviously a little.
The Christmas Porg is cute. I'll give them that.
And you do get like little mini ships that you can build up, or you can just throw the pieces into your Lego bucket so you've got extra spares. But I get this every year. Without fail, I will be getting a hold of this. I love the Advent calendar. I love collecting the minifigures from it.
I've only got it once, and I just don't have the room for the figures at the moment. But I might get this year's too because I want Luke with fish.
If you do normally save yourself some money, don't get it at Advent. Get it like after Christmas, and you'll get it for about half price, and still get the minifigures that you want, and open all the doors at once.
Yeah, around me, it's a bit trickier to get hold of it in retailers. I had to get it online because the retailers
full
around
price.
Here sell pretty quickly. No, so, it's unfortunate around here, which don't get that many. Where I live in the UK, I mean, there's less than 15,000 people that live here. I mean, like, been to many concerts with many more people that live in my town.
But no, I can't wait for the set, mate. I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be getting that as soon as available on pre-order, ready to open those doors, counting down to Santa Claus.
Indeed, and of course we will have Force Friday coming up again later this year as well. But we need to talk about that because I reckon we might do something for that. We're not sure yet, but we'll work something out. That's on the pipeline. That's in 2 months' time. But for now, the repackaged version of the Black Series 6-inch Sith Troopers will be available September 4th. It'll be available on Hasbro Pulse as well as online retailers. It's the same version they already released without just two of the guns. Yeah, I was happy to wait for this version of it, to be honest.
I have very different feelings on it. I would have really liked the exclusive version that both George and Phil saw at Comic-Con. Walked past it, saw it.
No, George didn't see it. It was sold out by the time George got there.
Oh, sorry, Phil saw it. It was like, oh, there it is. And walked on by.
It's there. It's in front of me. Yep.
Oh. It's okay, Phil. I forgive you.
Hey, I got my Proto Vader. I was happy with my purchase. It was fine.
It's not about you, Phil.
I am well aware of that. But I also, to be fair though, the Black Series for BT1, 000, and Dr. Aphra just come out as well. I got my hands on both BT1 and 000. Annoyingly, Robin got the last Aphra, but I'll get Aphra at some point because we all know how obsessed with those three I am. I do have the vintage triple pack from last year. I have the vintage collection of Aphra as well as then having the 6-inch Black Series of 000 BT1, and I will be getting Aphra to complete the collection. I have their first appearance graded as well in comic form.
Nice.
So, yeah, a little bit. They should be in the Galaxy of Heroes, which is what we're going to talk about next. So, Galaxy of Heroes, big news here. So, it's now hit 80 million players. So, since its debut in 2015, so Galaxy of Heroes by EA has reached 80 million players. So, the reveals say it's due its Q1 financial 2020 earnings that it's hit 80 million players. A free-to-play mobile game launched back in 2015. Blend of tactics and role-playing, organising a team of famous stars, characters, both heroes and villains. So as age, EA still supports the game with regular updates, including a current event focused on the Clone Wars. They actually have updates I know planned for at least the next 5 years at least. And out of every title, and this is confirmed by EA, that they've released since the 2013 license acquisition, it is their most popular game. That says a lot about EA.
It does. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I think it's awesome that obviously a mobile game gives them so much more availability to everybody to get a hold of, which is great, and that's what you want in the palm of your hand. A game.
Well. If you haven't played it, mate, play it. Like, trust me, I think you'd enjoy it.
So it is. To be honest, it's something I've never played, but I love the fact that it's such a big game and that they're still wanting to bring out content and they're still supporting this mobile game so far down the line. And obviously, with the movies coming out and the TV series, they're probably going to have content for years to come that they're going to be able to add to this game. That seems like 80 million players is not a bad number.
I'm part of a guild, and we have our own Discord, and we're properly organised. They have big networks for it. The YouTubers for it are quite big as well. It's got a lot of support behind it compared to something like Battlefront 2, which is going to be our last bit of news because they've had the community post, the August 2019 community thread going forward. Nothing new, nothing shiny. Just kind of double XP, double victory point, double vehicle points. Just come up double XP bits. Yeah, it's kind of there. You go. That's your news going forward, guys.
It's so disappointing. Like to be honest, we know they've made the game a much better game than when it was first released. It's probably now the game it should have been when it first came out. And we've ranted since this game came out.
I would say about 6 to 8 months ago, it was finally the game that should have been.
Yeah,
now
that's what I mean. So
but it's just that so too little, too late. It's a great game. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, but they lost so many players, and their loot boxes, and at least with a free-to-play mobile game, when they have that, going into it, that's what you're going to be faced with. And I don't mind chucking 10 quid on every now and then if I need a bunch of crystals to do some stuff that, like, you know what, I know this is what I'm going in for, it's fine. But when you go into a game like this where you pay for a AAA title and you pay 60 quid, you don't expect to then have to pay to get the characters you should get quite easily for free.
Yeah, it is something that should always be included. I hate that microtransaction side and the fact that make you pay for more. The content that you really want is not available to you. But so it's a shame, but that's what's coming. There's nothing sort of major in that release at all that's coming for us. No new characters, things like that. No, not even like new character models or new like skins to those models or anything like that, which can't be that hard to put someone's outfit together in a new way. But hey, you know what?
Well, they do the clones all the time. They go, here, either spend a month grinding for it or pay 20 quid.
Yeah, so it's a shame, but it's the way they've kind of run this game. But hey, you know what? That's great for them.
However, we're gonna stop talking about their new releases. We're gonna talk about our new releases.
Yes, we are. We are.
So go for it. Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say we've been for as long as we've been doing this podcast, saying we want to kind of do more than just this regular show. And recently, George and I did a bit of a test pilot with the Lego list that we did. And
sadly, I couldn't make it for.
Which Phil couldn't make it for.
I submitted my responses for it. Then you guys did for me, but I really wanted to be part of that video.
Yeah, so it's just kind of a test thing. But what we're going to start doing is we're going to be coming to you way more often. We're actually going to be putting out a second show the week we are not on show. I think so. I'm going to work this out. So we're on this Wednesday. We'd have nothing this Sunday. Sunday is going to be our night. But the following week, we would go Sunday, and then our normal show will be the Wednesday. So if we've got a show coming the Wednesday, the Sunday before that, we'll also have a show. That will be a list show. Always the same kind of content, unless we've got something else that needs to go on, like maybe we want sometimes bring a commentary and something like that.
We'll use that format to add in different bits to it. So it won't just always be a list show. We'll have other different contents where, like, we'll have specific, like, Rise of the Skywalker special, like, breakdown of a trailer or something. We'll have different bits, for example, but no, it's something we're looking forward to. And we have ideas coming up already. We have not give too much away. We have like Disney Plus ideas, we have music ideas, we have other bits and pieces and moments. And I mean, please submit your ideas down below, either here on YouTube in the comments down below, or on our Facebook or our Twitter or our Instagram. Go to one of our social media pages. Tell us what you want to see. Give us ideas. Submit stuff. We will listen to you. We will put it in the show. We actually will have more scope to give you more audience-generated content on those Sunday shows than we do on our regular news show.
And to be totally honest, if it gets enough where you bring an idea to us and it's a really good idea, we may even look at bringing some people on. This new format that we have makes it much easier for us to be able to host other people on the channel and bring them on to talk with us. So I think that could be a really nice thing as well, to bring other people on board and grow the channel that way as well, by talking to some people who are out there and watching. Maybe bring some of the people who are really just into Star Wars on there as well. But yeah, we're going to start with a couple of list shows. So they'll be every other Sunday. Say before our Wednesday show, the Sunday before, we will have a list show coming out, whether it's one of us, whether it's all of us. We'll put a list out, just something different and a bit more content, so we can kind of try and keep you a bit more entertained than waiting for our regular show, which you might not be entertained by either, but we are, so that's fine.
We are indeed. So yeah, just put your ideas down below, either here, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Let us know what you want to see. We'll ask you as well, put out questions, say what you want to see. Whether you respond or not, we'll create the video regardless. But we hope you do respond. But yeah, looking forward to this new content. We've got ideas. I know we've in our chat, we've got things going on. This is the thing, we're always working behind the scenes to create better content for you, better content for us. It's something that we're all passionate about. We wouldn't do this show if we weren't passionate about the subject matter. Star Wars means a lot to all of us in our own different ways. The fact that you have 3 people from basically 3 different generations as well, brought together by one format, it's awesome. And I've met people at cons. I met someone very recently at LFCC. Again, she was cosplaying as Leia, I was cosplaying as Kanan, with just digital cosplays about what Stars means to us. We've been chatting. She's a good friend of mine now, Laura. We've been chatting for quite a while. We literally talk about nothing but Star Wars, and talk about, again, the books that are coming up, the comics, the shows, Rebels, Clone Wars, how they get into it. Everyone has their own story of how they got into it. So it's great how this franchise brings us all together. So yeah, we can create more content for you. It's also more content for us, and more basically for us to get out of our heads, because we sit all day long with it going in there somewhere. This gives us a voice to go and get it out somehow. Because if not, we just spaff to people. It's just how it works. But yes, we are very excited to bring it to you, and I think that's about it for this week, I think, Dave. So
we are, yeah.
We haven't got a show this Sunday. It's the following Sunday, so it's going to be Sunday 24th.
It will indeed, yeah. Before the Sunday before our next Wednesday show, so we'd have another show in 2 weeks.
So it's 25th.
Yeah, so we'd have
25th, because I fly back on 26th. I will not be present for that show because I will be in Poland. I'm on holiday.
But George will be here, however.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing something Stars related. I'm playing in the X-Wing Team Championships and then the European Championships, so I am doing something Stars related, but I will not be in the same country, and I doubt I'll be able to jump on unless D23 does reveal something epic, in which case I will do my best to jump on.
We must say that, yeah. If D23 drop any kind of trailers or any real big news, that is, you will see us again. We'll jump on. This new format with SteamYard makes it so much easier and quicker for us to jump on board and get things out there.
I'll take my headphones with me, so I'll be able to hopefully jump on. I won't be able to do the video itself because when the guys plan to put the video out, I will either be coming back from the event, or still be at the event, or I'll be with my teammates or my friends. So I won't be around.
Look at me with my friends. Pathetic.
Yeah. Hi. So yes, Brian, we do have friends. Well, at least I have friends anyway. But yes, I will be back for the following show, for the following Wednesday, when I'm completely dead after my manic 2 weeks. But yeah, the guys will be with you then, unless D23 does drop something, in which case I will do my best to get on, or at least provide my opinion to the guys, and they'll give you my opinion as it stands then on our report on our Wednesday show. But yeah, I think that's about it, Dave. Anything else to say, or I think we're good?
No, just thank you very much for joining us, Matt. Thank you very much for dropping us a comment earlier. I do love that we can bring up people's comments on this format as well. So really just a big thank you for joining and watching us and being part of this podcast.
Indeed. So, as per usual, thank you for watching Ones of the Force of Stars podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Ones of the Force of Stars podcast, at the Force Podcast. You can find the audio version of this show later on here on YouTube, or on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, and Stitcher. We've been Ones of the Force. May the Force words be with you. Good night.